This is CountryLine, and we're here with one of our favourites. I know we're not supposed to have favourites, but we can't kind of
You can pick favourites, okay?
We do. It's Drew Baldridge.
Howdy, how are you?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year
Can we
to
say
you.
that still? It's
Yeah.
the first time I've seen you this year, so
That's
Happy New
true,
Year.
yeah.
Yeah, how's things going?
Oh, man, it's so awesome and also just crazy.
Yeah.
You know, you think last year was such a blessing year for us of having our first number one and doing that independently in such a weird, different way than normal, and being able to announce, in the last year we're going out on the road with some awesome people. We've been in rehearsals for the last couple of days. We're going out on tour with Cody Johnson this year. And we just announced we're going out on the road with Bailey Zimmerman too, and we get to come to the UK, and we've never been able to do that. Yeah,
this is just amazing. You have 2024 for you was like ridiculous.
it was.
I mean, tell us, for those who don't know about Somebody's Daughter, let's just talk about how did that sort of because it came out first, and then you've already released it, and then there's the whole story behind it. Tell us
I can tell you, it's kind of a long one, but 2019, I had this song that I wrote for my wife. Well, at that time she was just my girlfriend, and met her dad for the first time, and I was like, man, I want to treat her right. So I wrote this song as kind of a message to me to don't be a screw up, like she's somebody's daughter, she's somebody's everything. And I was on an old label, my old label that I was on. We put it out in 2019, and we never singled it. It just kind of came out on Spotify. We never talked about it much, and that label that I was on closed its doors like 3 months after that. And it was always my favorite song, and one of my wife's favorite songs. And fast forward a couple years later, we ended up getting married. And so I went in the studio and made this special version so she could dance to it with her dad. It was the wedding version.
This is the cutest story ever, by the way.
No, I don't know.
I'm sorry, but any girl who's like, if she meets a guy and he's like, I wrote this song for you, you guys are getting married. That's it.
No.
It's happening, right?
Now she's like, can we just stop playing the songs? She's over it.
So you wrote this song for the wedding.
Yeah. So we wrote this song, and I recorded a special version of it so they could dance to it. Her dad and her on our wedding night. And when I was in there, in our, everybody was there for the wedding, and they danced, and it was just like, whoa, this is special. I remember sitting to the side and just tearing up, being like, wow, this is, I just felt, I've always been writing songs, but I never dreamed I'd be in that moment of writing a song for my future, my wife and my father-in-law. And the next week we went on our honeymoon, and it was a Wednesday night. I'll never forget it. Mind you, I lost my record deal, which came in terms of losing my manager and my booking agent and all that stuff. And I just posted on social media and said, hey, if you guys like this song, I'll put it out on Friday. Just prayed and hoping people would like it. And it was a Wednesday night. I posted it. We woke up the next morning on our honeymoon, and it had almost 10 million views on the video. The song came out on Friday, and it just went boom. It was like viral everywhere. And then they started this TikTok trend, and I thought, man, we're going to get a record deal now. Like people are seeing this, and nobody really came around, and I think in Nashville here, you kind of get your one shot, and when you come to town, you're young, you're the shiny new thing. Everybody's like, oh man, let's jump on that. And if it doesn't work really fast, or sometimes you're like, there's somebody else coming, and I get it, because I had 3 or 4 singles that flopped, and if I was on the other side, I'd probably be like, oh man, this is washed up too, like let's move on. But I just knew there was something special about this song, and I saw it reacting, and I said, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to create my own record label, and I'm going to hire my own staff and see if I can do this. And I remember calling some people and saying, hey, I'm going to do this, and they're like, you're crazy. Good luck, But everybody always said we love the song, and then I started calling radio friends, and I was like, hey, what do you think of this? They're like, you're crazy, but we love the song. And I was like, well, if you love the song, other people are, try it. Try playing it. And then it just kept reacting, and then, man, everybody was like, what's your dream? And I said, if I could just get top 40, I could say I'm a top 40 country artist. Like, I've never been there. And it just kept climbing up the chart. And then, somebody called me, I think, when we got top 20, and they're like, you realize if you go number 1, you're going to be the first artist in the history to do this.
You're making history here.
And I didn't know that. I was like, you freaking kidding me? And they're like, no. Like, no artist on their first number 1 has ever independently done it.
Yeah.
There's other art, like I think Garth Brooks did it when he started his own label later on in his career. But it was like, no, I didn't know that. I was just like trying to get as far as we could. And then all of a sudden we're top 5. I'm like, oh my gosh, we could actually go number 1. And, the end of August, we ended up doing that. Went number 1 here, and we had a number 1 over in the UK too, which was crazy. And I just like, I can't believe this. I've been in town in Nashville for 13 years chasing this dream, and it was getting to the point where, is this ever going to happen?
Yeah.
You know, like, do I give up? All those things were going through my mind, and that's kind of leads into how I wrote Tough People. You know, our next song was like, became my fight song during this moment of, you know, the whole chorus talks about keep going when it's hard, you know, work hard and treat people right, and, you know.
This is the most wonderful segue into, so tell us about Tough People.
yeah. Well, you know, Tough People was
you did it for me, basically.
I tried. But it was literally our song. You know, I wrote this song in December. No, it was a couple months before. So it was it was right at the end of 2023. And as soon as I wrote it, I was like, this is my story. You know, tough times make tough people. It's like, there's a lot of people out there that is that. It's like, okay, put the boots on. Let's go to work. You know, let's not give up. And at that time I wrote it, I recorded it when we were about to break top 50 at country radio. And mind you, I've already been working it for 4 months, paying for everything, and I'm still like not even top 50 yet at country radio. And I'm like, what am I doing? I was like, but don't give up, keep going. So I wrote this song, you know, and the hook of the song of Tough People says, hard work pays off, good beats evil, tough times make tough people. And we just kind of, my little team and me, we lived by that motto. And I recorded it in December, and I was super proud of it. I'll never forget, we recorded it December 15th of 2023. And I didn't have time to sing it because we were going to my family for Christmas and shutting down for the year. And I was like, well, when I get back, you know, start of January of 24, so about a year from right now, I said, I'll sing it. I'll put my vocal on it. And then over Christmas last year, I get a text from the co-writer, says, hey, Luke Combs wants this. He wants to record it. And I'm like, crap. You know, I'm like, this is awesome, but also like a little stressful. I just recorded it, but he's the biggest artist in our format, you know. And then fast forward a couple weeks later, I'm back in town. My friend Lainey Wilson comes over. We haven't seen each other in forever, and we're having dinner, and after dinner we're sitting around the house. She's like, play me something you're excited about. So I play Tough People. And she stops me after the first verse, and she goes, Drew, this is so good. Like, what are you doing with it? And I was like, well, I recorded it, but Luke Combs says he wants to record. I don't know what he's doing. Like, I haven't talked to him. My co-writer has. She goes, well, I'm going to text his ass right now. I was like, okay. So
this is Nashville, by the way. This is how it works.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. So she texts him, and he goes, yeah, it's a smash. We should do it together. And she's like, oh my gosh, what do you think? And I'm sitting here and, you know, in our little townhome, I got a 1-year-old son and me and my wife, and I was like, you change our lives if y'all did this, you know? And she's like, well, send me the song. So they leave. I call my co-writer and says, man, it sounds like Luke and Lainey are both singing this thing, you know? And then life happens. Yeah. You know, Lainey was working on her project. Luke had a Fathers and Sons album that he was working on. I did go in the studio and hear Luke record it. And it was special. I sat in there and watched him do it, and I was just waiting for Lainey to put her vocal on it. Well, then Daughter starts taking off. Yeah. And here it is, June, we're top 20, and everybody's like, what's next? What's next? I don't freaking know what's next.
I don't know, I just gave it away.
My favorite song is sitting over here with two of the best artists. And then about time we got top 10, and I was hearing through the grapevine of Luke was like, Luke's not going to be able to put anything out for a while. And Lainey was working on her own project. I just called him, and it's like, hey, you know, this second single is really important. This is my favorite song I've written. It's my story. Like, if you guys aren't going to do it, like, let me know, you know. And Luke hit me right back in 5 minutes. Was like, you wrote it, you should sing it, man. Like, this is your story to tell. I'll root you on all the way to #1. You should. Don't think twice about it. Like, go do it, and we'll be rooting you on from the sidelines. And I was like, man, that's pretty cool, pretty special.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Tell us about the tour, because this is super exciting.
You're
going to Europe. Okay, we have to talk about this. Is this the first time that you have been over there?
Ever.
The first time ever?
Ever. Never been there in my life. Always wanted to go, and
this is gonna be
I've had
fun.
So many messages for the last couple of years, like, you got to come to Europe. You got to come to this place and this place. And I was like, well, I don't know where any of those places are. But we're going to go. I don't know how many it is. I think we do like 10 shows in 12 days while we're there. It's pretty crazy. And
it's a marathon, not a sprint. So
yeah.
Pace yourself, definitely.
Okay.
But definitely enjoy it.
Well, we're going to enjoy it. And, you know, it's been exciting to think we're actually headlining a couple shows. And that's scary because it's like, this is my first time headline. I don't even know if anybody knows who we are. And so we're headlining a couple. Obviously, we get to play C2C, and that's something I've been dreaming of playing for years and wanting to be a part of that. And so now feeling like a part of the C2C family, and it's really special for me, and I don't take it for granted. And I think, like, along the lines of losing everything along your career, every spot that you get in now, you don't take it for granted. You're like, man, I mean, you don't want to think negatively, but you got to take it in of like, this might be the only time I get to do this. I mean, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen, but I try to live life that way and say, hey, let's soak this up. So I'm really excited to go over there and be in all of Europe. I mean, I think we go, I don't know how many different places over there, but it's almost like a different country a day, it feels like.
It is a bit like,
yeah.
like that. You are going to be a lot of stamps in your passport. So,
yeah.
But it will be super fun. C2C, especially in the UK, because obviously they've branched out now and they're doing Berlin and Amsterdam and places like that. But the UK ones are something really special. The fans that go are dedicated.
I love that.
Enthusiastic, that is for sure. And they really, really show their appreciation to the artists. And what we found from being involved with C2C when we speak to artists is they're like, oh, I can't believe that everybody turned up, and they all know the words to the songs and stuff like that. And they're like, I had no idea that there are this many fans out there. It is really fun. You are going to absolutely love it. They are going to love you over there for sure.
Oh, well, that makes me excited.
Yeah, well, we play your songs on the radio anyway, so they already know who you are over there, and
well,
we're
you.
very much excited about the fact that you're going to be there. You are also going out on tour with Cody and Baines on Ian.
Yeah.
How exciting is that?
Yeah, it's very exciting. You know, we've been in the rehearsal space for the last couple days getting the show right, because, I mean, just next week we hit the road with Cody. And this is my first time playing arenas. You know, we're playing like 15,000, 16,000 people a night. And that's exciting.
Is it nerve-wracking?
I don't know. I've never done it. I don't know. We're about to see.
Because I'm not a singer, so getting up on any stage, I think, must be quite nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I mean, not really anymore. Yeah, you know, like, I think I get some jitters when I play the Opry, you know, just because that's a classic. You know, in the middle of this past summer, Dan and Shay pulled me out in the middle of their show one time. I think there was like 10 or 12,000 people, and they were like, dude, Daughter's almost #1, like, it's top 5. And I was doing a radio event next to them, and they were like, why don't we just pull you out and you sing it? And I was like, I'm going to freaking go out. Nobody's going to know this song, guys. Like, what are you talking about? And they're like, no, man, you should go out there, just you and an acoustic guitar. And that was nerve-wracking, because I felt like, you know, it wasn't my tour. Yeah. It was just like, come out and see if people know the song. And they pulled me out in the middle of their set, you know, all this energy, all the hits that they have. And they're like, we're bringing our buddy Drew Baldridge out here to sing, you know, his top 5 hit. I remember walking out there with my head down and, you know, just me and a guitar, and started singing, and everybody started singing it. And I was like, wow.
She's a picture on a mantle up above a fire.